Today we will be discussing how men can say no to women and live with the exploitation, abuse and disrespect they have or have received from them. For every man who's ever struggled with interpersonal conflict, for every man who's started to back off from women, for every man who's had trouble with women playing games, for every man who's tried to pass the buck like a woman. Blame him for an incident that wasn't his fault, or any man, while doing everything right mentally, notices a woman testing. There is one piece of advice that can tip the game in your favor. Take your attention away from her. Let them lose your attention. Don't offer to give time to starve them. Exclusively starve her because you are the king and she needs to know that. Let them starve you of resources. Let her starve you of the confirmation you gave her. All the little ways to make her feel needed are starving her. You must understand your worth as a king. Remember that nothing in your life is smooth sailing, especially when it comes to dating. If all goes well, it should be easy, but you were treated unfairly. Because you were disrespected, you realized there was nothing you could do about it. What do you do then? You are stealing your attention. As king, withdraw your attention, approval and praise from her. Why is it so effective? Because what was once is no longer there. You see, the most important thing that makes you strong is your ability to walk away. The most important thing that makes you independent is your ability to draw boundaries. You can only be successful with women if you can do this as a man. When she realizes she can't keep you off center, she leaves. She wants you more than anything. At this point, some men spend their time investing in a woman, only to have their whole world come crashing down when she backs down and withdraws. It's a testament to your perseverance. This will serve as a tribute to your knowledge and intent. Will you succumb to the emotional abyss your brain is trying to drag you into hell? Would you laugh if she texted you that the conversation was over and she would no longer be in this relationship with you? Or will you fail at some point? Because that's what a crash looks like. Will you crash? Is there anything I can do to compensate? Can you think of anything I could do to improve it? Is there anything I can do to help us resolve this? How do you do this? Please let me talk to you. These are sentences from a man who is no longer a man. He becomes a desperate creature. Every time you hit a low point in despair, it just gets more people talking about women. Seriously, despair is death to any relationship with a woman. When you get to that point of needing, you're basically pushing them away. So what are you doing? Simple. You said she was bluffing. You tell her you've done everything you can and more. You've done everything for her, and you still don't get respect. You tell her it's not going to work and walk away with your head held high. And when you have that strength, she doubts herself. From there you gain the upper hand, and since you bit the hand that feeds, I have decided that you are no longer with me. What will you use to make it up to me? When are you going to make it up to me? If I see you, this is the condition for this to happen. To really do this, you have to have a sense of purpose. Because I want you to look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I doing this work? When you do this work, you should pay attention to one thing. Many women will want a pre-selected man who works hard physically, works hard financially, strives for greatness in life, really knows his worth, really knows what he wants and will be. There is no tolerance for who is truly dominant in most areas of his life just because he tells himself he can. So this is called performance. This is your inner strength. It's a learned skill. It's not something he was born with. So the moment you let yourself fall down that toxic mental rabbit hole, you know your vulnerability. As a man, you are going to have to make this choice because you are facing this turmoil. I see this happen a lot. I see men who appreciate nature and play. I see men with a sense of curveball. Life throws them at you occasionally. However, what are they doing? You fall back to the same unhealthy routine and emotional attitude. When a man loses all the qualities that made him a man in the first place, it is because he has allowed others to rule his spiritual world from outside. This is what I want to say to everyone. As men, we are conditioned to give women our care, attention, time, resources, energy and everything else for nothing. Since women get all this from us and we ask nothing in return, they take it and us for granted. So it's extremely important for men to make sure women know the value of our time. It is very important that we take a step back from time to time and let them know that the time, energy and resources we put into them and them are valuable. We're not the only ones desperately looking for them. We give them our time, our attention, our heart and soul and make them feel validated. We don't ask for much from this. We cannot work with women if they cannot see this and choose to disrespect us. At this time, a person can only do two things. First, he can let her know that he cannot stand her behavior. It has to change. She has to respect him. Otherwise they have no future. If she understands this and sticks with it, the relationship may still have a chance. Second, he could leave her and make her feel his absence in her life. Sometimes this is the best course of action, because women often don't realize the value of what they could have until they lose it. Thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel.